All right. And don't forget to call my friends at Welt and Rheaume. We got some thunderstorms going on. You have any water damage, anything that goes on, condo damage, criminal defense, bankruptcy, personal injury, call my guys at Welt and Rheaume, 954-966-4646. How you doing, my friend? You doing all right?
Yeah, man. I'm about tired of this rain. I'm about tired of the rain because of the grayness, man. I feel like I'm in Seattle. I'm in the Pacific Northwest right now. It's affecting my mood. It's affecting my
you
joy.
learned already, right? June, July, August, afternoon showers.
This is neither June nor July nor August.
It is. It's June 1st.
Shoot, this is neither July nor August. I thought it was still May 31st.
Oh no, no June showers.
You got me on the technicality there. On the technicality there.
Yeah.
Semantics. Semantics.
Oh man, it's that's South Florida, baby. Unfortunately, man, we got to deal with this monster all the damn time. So, you picking the Heat or the Nuggets? What are you picking?
Come on, man.
Well, you don't want to piss off this fan base, so you're picking Heat.
Let's keep it a buck here.
I picked Denver and six.
I'm picking Denver.
Yeah.
I think that if Miami wins a game this series, that they should be proud. Because with all due respect, when you look at that roster on paper, you think, how in the hell did they make it all the way to the NBA Finals? Good coaching and Heat culture. That's why. But like you
and Butler's balls
and Jimmy Butler. We shouldn't actually be surprised about this actually, because Jimmy Butler whooped the T-Wolves first team with a bunch of third string guys at practice a few years ago. And he wasn't nearly as nice back then as he is now. So like, I'm not shocked, I guess, but there's, I was looking at the starting lineups, I think before game 7 against Boston. I'm like, wow, man, Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent are really taking this team to the NBA Finals. Yeah. It's the greatest story of all time.
It is, and it's this one's going up there with the 83 Canes. That's where this is at right now. Now they have to win, in order to do it. But the 83 Canes going up against Big Bad Nebraska, and they were newbies at all of this and all that. Yeah, that was the surprise then, at that point. I think they're right there with that. They'd have to complete it in order to beat it, but it's definitely one of those. Now, on the flip side, are you picking Panthers or are you picking Vegas?
Oh, I'm going Panthers, baby. Team of destiny. Right? Hold on a second.
See, so you're like me. You and I think we're looking at this objectively, that the Panthers really, they had the injuries, they changed the whole thing up, and the goalie wasn't playing well. And now is when they've put everything together, and now this is probably who they really are. Whereas the Heat,
they got hot. They're hot. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Heat are hot now.
Above and beyond, you know what I'm saying?
But the Heat got hot at the perfect time. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, there's no disrespect here. But this Nuggets team has been brewing toward this for at least the past 3 years. Either Jokic was out of shape, Michael Porter was hurt, Jamal Murray was hurt. They never had that full team all throughout the playoffs. They finally got the full team this year, and you see all 5 of them can give you severe buckets. Yeah. Severe buckets at any given time.
By the way, with the Panthers, you see a Verhaeghe, a Bennett, a Duclair, Barkov, and then Kachuk. You see all kinds of nastiness on the court. It's not just Kachuk. It's other guys also contributing. And so it just looks like, I just feel like the Panthers look a little bit more legitimate, in other words.
They're winning in crunch time. Like, that's what I can't sit here and talk shop.
And dominating, by the way.
I can't sit here and talk
7 games or anything. They're dominating their competition.
I can't talk hockey like I can football, obviously. I don't know hockey like that. But I know sports in general. And there are certain generalities in sports that you can make. Right. One of which is you get shit done in the final minutes, seconds of the game. When the Panthers, I started recording. I posted it on my Twitter account as proof. I started recording with about 20 seconds or so left because, as I told Haley sitting next to me in section 316, I was like, oh, Kachuk's going to score this. Let me get this on tape. Kachuk just go because that's what he's been doing all series.
He's a badass.
3 of the 4, he hits the game winner. Okay, look, man,
that's a legit superstar, bro.
Team of Destiny. Once they beat Boston, you kind of knew, okay,
yeah,
because Boston was talked about as possibly the greatest regular season team of all time,
and they've beaten down all these teams, dude. They have beaten them down. I mean, really, that's right. Because you and I are looking at it the same way. That the Panthers are for real, and the Heat are just absolutely amazing with their run. But it's kind of they're on the hot streak, whereas the Panthers are probably proving to be the best team, in all of the NHL. So yeah, it's crazy. I got Panthers in 6, and I got Denver in 6. That's what
honestly, I caught a lot of hell for some reason for being at that Panthers game from Bills and Sabres fans, but this is like the one area that I think we should all be on the same page, because I know for a fact that nobody in Buffalo wants to see Jack Eichel win a Stanley Cup, or wants to win a Stanley Cup before the Sabres do.
Okay.
Or really at all. So I think everybody up in Western New York should be a Panthers fan for this series.
How is the latest level of workouts? Are you on the Mike White bandwagon, or are you concerned about the Mike White acquisition?
I am not concerned about. I'm not concerned about the Mike White, because what I keep hearing about Mike White is he's a gamer. He's not a practice guy. You know what I mean? So,
and there are a bunch of those. That's actually a real thing. By the way, it's the most frustrating thing in the world for media, and especially for the coaches. But there are some of those dudes that are better performers than they are practicers. I've seen.
The thing is the difference between Mike White and Skylar Thompson is that we have seen upper tier level production out of Mike White in a real game, in games where it matters, in crunch time. Like, we've seen it multiple times over the course of the past 2 years. We know what he can do in a game. The Dolphins know what he can do in the game. That's why he's here. But Skylar Thompson has been, once again, ripping it up in off-season practices. This is what we saw from him last year as well.
Yeah.
Other guys, like, again, you can't. It's hard to break down nitty-gritty when they don't have pads on, and when it's kind of, they're still doing some install as well. But like, guys that continually pop in no order: Robbie Anderson, or Robbie Chosen Anderson, Chosen Robbie. Number 3 keeps popping. Devon Achane keeps popping.
Okay.
Braylon Sanders keeps popping.
Okay.
These are guys who are consistently making plays downfield, particularly Sanders and Anderson. Now,
and all people that need to be acclimated to the system. Even Braylon, who was a backup last year, still needs to get more acclimated to the system. So I'm not hearing a lot of the veteran names. Why? They're not using them nearly as much?
OTAs, like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say in this regard, but a lot of the big names on this team, I have not seen them
right
in their usual positions, is all I can say.
Right. That's why I'm saying that this is why they also have to kind of shine, because they're the ones that are being put up front there to go out and do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's OTAs. It's hard for me to get excited about OTAs.
Yeah, the one guy though that I'm gonna get excited about, is Achane. I'm gonna get excited.
Yeah, I was excited just
and y'all should too.
Yeah,
just wait till you'll see it in training camp. Hopefully it translates. The kids the versatility is what I love. The versatility, the quickness and change of direction in tight spaces, the hands. I haven't seen him drop a pass yet. The route running, it's crisp. I think there might be an immediate role for him. I do a dynasty draft, or I'm in a dynasty league where we do a rookie draft every year. I was sick to see that Achane went in the second round. There's only 4 rounds. He went in the second round. I didn't have a second round pick. I was hoping he was going to fall to me in round 3. He didn't even get close. Man, if you are doing a rookie draft, I would prioritize him after the starters are done, because I think that there is an immediate role with him. I think he might be a better pass catcher, better pass catching option than Mostert and Wilson. And
Definitely
it's
better than Wilson. He's already
definitely better than Wilson.
already.
Mostert's it's tricky because like I don't want to make it sound like he's not a good pass catcher. He's a great pass catcher. He reminds me of like an Arian Foster type runner. He's a one cut and go. Right. He's sprinter speed. Achane can bob and weave unlike anybody on this roster.
Remember Achane was like, he was a large portion of their offense at Texas A&M. Like they use that cat all over the place. You know what I mean? So that's why he is so polished.
It's that Barry Sanders system.
And they run a, not necessarily pro style, but it is very, very familiar, very similar to a lot of the things that they do now in the NFL, because college has influenced the NFL so much.
Yeah, and this isn't a comparison, but it's that Barry Sanders type running style where there's no wrong answers. You can go front, back, left, right, side to side, do a backflip. He does whatever he can to find a little bit of space. He's one of those guys, and I don't know. The one thing that makes me nervous about those guys, the guys like that entering the NFL, is especially if he gets away with it early or if he gets away with it in the preseason, you don't want to see him get too loose with that handle. You don't want to see him get, try to do too much and try to be a hero. It's a problem Jalen Waddle has had over the past couple of years, where he tries to do too much at the end of the play and he gets it punched out. So that's what I'm gonna keep an eye on come training camp in the preseason, is does he get away with those super extendo, Super Mario looking ass plays? And does he get a little loose? Does he get a little Shady McCoy with the rock? Or is he wrapping it up? Does he know when to say die? Does he know when to go down? So that's the one thing that maybe concerns me about that running style. But other than that, man, like the guy is a player, man. The guy, I think, I haven't really read everybody's practice report because I was there, but I would assume everybody or just about everybody is talking about this Achane kid.
Give me some undrafted love. Well,
No.
anybody standing out on the undrafted bunch?
No, not particularly. Not particularly. And again, it's hard because unless you make a big splash.
I don't know how it's pronounced. The Agude kid, the linebacker, is he doing anything?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell when the linebackers aren't tackling.
There's no contact, right? Yeah, that's true.
So it's difficult right now. I'm just right now, like I've always said, when it comes to these practices, the rookie camp, the OTAs, the mini camp, 90% of the players are in this threshold right here where you can't tell what they're doing.
Right.
But there's always guys that stand out in a good way and stand out in a bad way. Like those are the only real takeaways you can come with, are guys who are like, wow, that was this guy. I have to gush about him, or oh my God, this guy was bad. Like I said, I always use the Will Grier example. Will Grier was egregiously bad during OTAs and rookie camp with the Panthers, and you could tell this was not a good pick. He is not a good player right now. Like it was he was not a good player right then.
All right, what do you like about what you see from Tua so far? I know it's nothing but OTAs, but at least physically and what you're seeing out there, is there anything that stands out to you from last year?
I mean, the accuracy is still there. The pinpoint accuracy is still there. Got a little bit of zip on the ball on outbreaking routes. The downfield accuracy is still there. The downfield arm strength is still there. Like he looked like Tua. Looks like Tua to me. I want to see him when some of those aforementioned big name players are on the field. I would love to see the actual battle, because I could tell there's some times where, I think, even with second and third string guys, like this is a pretty close matchup. I'm loving the cat and mouse aspect of Vic Fangio versus Mike McDaniel. But I mean, Tua's looked like Tua.
All right, Brian.
That controversy, I could tell you that.
Right. Brian Landis wants to ask you, Marcel, since the Finns get cap space today, any word on possible additions on the horizon? And that's why people keep talking about Cook, and now they bring up Hopkins, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But Have at it, my man. Go ahead.
Yeah, in about 10 minutes, that 13 million is going to clear. 13.6, I want to say, is going to clear. Look, even after that, even after the 13.6, they've got about 15 million in cap space right now. Word on the street is that's what DeAndre Hopkins is asking for. Like that, I just read today. I'm not as plugged in up there anymore, but Bills are probably out because he's looking for an OBJ type deal.
Yeah, stupid.
Miami's not giving OBJ
You got to
money.
be a moron to give a 31-year-old receiver, because he'll be 31 on June 6th. A 31-year-old receiver a big contract. That's just asinine.
Like, I think DeAndre can still play. I think DeAndre Hopkins can still play, but and I think this is a blessing for Dolphins and the AFC East fans should be. Whew, thank you, Lord, because I think
the Patriots might be interested.
So, no, I'm saying like that in that Bills offense.
I know.
Every other offense has made dramatic upgrades, and they're kind of still they're getting by because Josh Allen is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Like I like the Damian Harris addition. But other than that, the receivers are Diggs, Davis, Shakur.
Right. Yeah. And is it Karoon?
And Kincaid?
It's Karoon, right? Karoon is asking, Marcel, could Achane give off the deceitfulness that Albert Wilson did during the OTAs a few years ago? I drank the crap out of that Kool-Aid. Well, Karoon, that was your fault, because on this show, I told you Albert Wilson wasn't shit then, before, and after, and it turned out that way. You listened too much to Omar Kelly. That was your problem, because Omar Kelly had the Albert Wilson fan club going on, and that was the problem. But go ahead, Marcel. You can go ahead and talk about that, because it's two different scenarios. But go
Honestly, I wasn't even here for that. I was still in Buffalo for
that was Omar Kelly's fault for putting on the Albert Wilson fan club bullshit out there, and people fell for it like Karoon did, and that's the problem. But if they would have listened to this show, they would have already gotten the skinny.
It's tough though. In theory,
but you don't feel Achane's a fraud. Let's just cut to the chase and get to the question. Is Achane a fraud? I don't think so. I think he's going to be a.
I don't have any reason to believe that he is. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but I have about as much reason to believe he's a superstar as I do to believe he's a fraud. Like I don't have any information one way or another. I know he's looked good the two times I've seen him play. Like I know he's looked efficient. He's looked fast. He's looked sharp. He's looked smooth.
He's going to be awesome.
I can kind of say
he's going to be awesome in this offense, bro. In this offense, he's going to be a beast. I can't wait. All right, what do you got going on ESPN so folks can check you out, my friend?
Everybody's favorite topic, the Dalvin Cook question, just filed to ESPN. Basically, the pros and cons of it. Like there are a lot of reasons why they should. The reasons why they should. They signed 4 running backs this year. In reality, they signed 2 running backs this year. Then they just drafted one. Cook is a guy who's got 1,300 carries over the past 7 seasons. He's been a workhorse back. If he wants workhorse money, right, this is not the place to go. This is not the place to go. He's going to take a pay cut. Now, if he wants to take a pay cut, if Dalvin Cook says, look, hey, pay me 5.5, pay me 6.
I don't even think they would go that high. I don't even think they'll go past 4. And that's why I've been telling all these Dolphin fans, it's not happening. They're not trading for him. They're not going to pay big salary.
What did Chase Edmonds get last year? Chase got what, 2?
6.
Did he get 2 for 6 or 2
for 6? 2 for 12.
2 for 12. 6. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm saying if Dalvin Cook wants a Chase Edmonds contract.
Yeah, I don't think because of that, I don't think you're going to do it. That's
hey, look, your Super Bowl window is
you have Wilkins, right now. You have Sealer to re-sign. You got to sign your rookies.
1 year. 1 year of Dalvin Cook. Your Super Bowl window is right before you have to pay Tua. Forget all the rookies in the before you got to pay the quarterback. This is the time to attack.
I just don't think he'll be happy in a carousel of backs. And you said it right when you started to answer. He wants kind of, workhorse money. So if you're not, they're going to tell him, hey, you're not going to be a workhorse here, so we can't pay you that way. And so that's what they're going to tell him. You're going to share time with all these guys.
Exactly. I'm just saying. I'm saying this is not like Dylan Brooks under no circumstances. Like, no, there are definitely circumstances in which Dalvin Cook would make a lot of sense on the Dolphins. Like, he'd be a great addition to the Dolphins. I'm just saying
Chase Edmonds signed a 2-year deal with the Dolphins worth $12.1 million base value, $6 million guaranteed, additional $500 through Pro Bowl incentives. So it really wasn't $6 million a year. Yeah, it's like
guaranteed.
Maybe 3 per year, 3.5 or whatever. It wasn't.
I'm just saying, like, there is a
could have made 12 in.
I'm saying there is a number at which you sign Dalvin Cook, and you probably shouldn't overthink it. If you're saying, okay, we're going to get you for 1 year. For 1 year, you're going to rotate in with Rheaume and Jeff and Devon. Although Devon, that would probably wipe all his carries out. He turned into more of an offensive weapon than just a running back at that point. You're adding blue chip caliber talent to this team, to your team, in the midst of a Super Bowl run. Like, it's one of those where, like, yeah, there's plenty of reasons to say no, but also don't overthink this. He's a really good player. If you can get him at cost, don't overthink it. Just sign him.
Yeah. The only thing is, after you give Wilson a 2-year contract and you sign Mostert and then you draft Achane, you all of a sudden put all of that on hold now. Because
but the thing is, though, you did that
the way you're going to do a lot of the things, and that really kind of takes away.
But you can't plan for a player to be released. You can't plan on a player possibly. Bird in the hand is better than Dalvin Cook in the bush, right? Rheaume Mostert in your hand is better than Dalvin Cook in the bush,
right?
So, like, you have to take what's available. You got to take your layups here. You have to do what's prudent for the team. But I mean, they kicked the tires on DeAndre Swift. This was before they drafted Achane, but they asked about DeAndre Swift.
But again,
when talent is available,
Greer, he's just looking for low-hanging fruit. That's why he asked for Swift, because after you drafted the back, you don't need Swift anymore. So, hey, let's inquire and see what the hell's going on. So I get it, but that's kind of his low-hanging fruit stuff. He just dropped. There you go. But that's we got him back now?
Yeah,
that's just Greer trying that low-hanging fruit shit, because he knew they drafted a running back. So, hey, let me go inquire about Swift now, because obviously they're going to get rid of Swift. So I kind of get
that's
that.
Great, but when talent is available, Greer is going to kick the tires. Greer's going to inquire.
But Greer's going to kick the tires, but he's going to kick the tires because he wants it cheap. Okay? Because he's looking for an in. Okay? That's why he's Mr. 2-year contract too. He's very crafty with those 2-year deals, So he's always looking for some kind of a bargain so he doesn't have to really pay in the end. But, it is what it is. All right, so find out about Dalvin Cook and his story there at ESPN. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. Marcel, enjoy the basketball. Enjoy the hockey, my friend. We will catch up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. There you go. Marcel Louis-Jacques with our Welt and Rheaume. Miami Dolphins report 954-966-4646 anywhere in South Florida. Consultation is free. Call Dan or Jeff. Tell them that Big O sent you. 954-966-4646.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.